Hey guys, hope you're all feeling fantastic today. So, yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing. I I don't even know where these video diaries are going. They just feel good to make. It feels good. It's a diary. I have a journal and I write in that feels really good and releasing to write in. But anyways, so it feels really good to do these video diary things, especially the last one. That was very liberating to kind of be able to take a part of myself where it's just in its most vulnerable and most like the last video diary I did, like it was so I felt naked, right? I felt naked doing that. But for some reason I just felt like I felt like it was important to make like I feel like what I go through, like I want to be more open about it. I feel like my life is really I feel really lucky for the life that I have. But there's just some times where it's just like I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, so I feel so torn on this video. I just feel like I have to get all of my feelings out for some reason. I just have to really get out like everything I'm feeling and not be afraid to say how I feel. I'm on this journey of trying to find out who I am because for so long in my life, I feel like I've just been acclimating to the way I thought I was supposed to be. Like, I feel like I was just born into a world where I just don't fit in. And I know, I mean, that's what a black sheep of, a family is, right? It's like the one that doesn't fit in. But so I know like there's so many people that feel the same way, right? That just feel like they've never fit in, or like they feel like they've always been watching other people like just exist in life like it like just effortlessly, and not saying that those people don't have any like issues, but I just feel like, for me, I've never really, I feel like I've just been, I watch, like, I just feel like my whole life I've been watching a movie, and then it got to a point where I had to be like, I had to participate. It's like, and I didn't want to because I didn't know how, or because I was just, I don't know, man. It's just, I've always not felt normal because I remember very vividly as a kid just feeling so, I don't know, I just exhausted trying to fit in, or just feeling so exhausted, feeling so different, and just trying to fit in, trying to blend in. And I would just be so exhausted trying to be something that I wasn't, but not knowing that that's what I was doing. And I would just get exhausted and I wouldn't understand why. And I remember vividly, like I was saying, at one point just like crying, sobbing, and like yelling at just yelling at the world, not necessarily directed like to God or anything. Just I remember just sobbing and be like, I just want to be normal. And I didn't even know what I didn't know what normal was. I mean, my perspective of what normal was just like everybody else. Like it just seemed so easy for everybody else to just go along with what was going on. And I've just always had so many like questions of like, I don't, it's just like I've been watching this movie that I'm like, I don't know about. It's like, I don't know. It's, you know, like someone watching a movie and being like, I don't know about this, or just like, it's a scary world we live in, and I've never been okay with that. Like, I've never been okay with like the horrible things that happen. I've always been so like obsessed with psychology, or more so like abnormal psychology, just because I want to understand what would make a human being go against another human being in such a evil way. Like I didn't understand it, and I wanted so deeply to understand it because it seemed so horrible. And there was just something, you know, as a kid that I was just like, how I like it was, I couldn't sit with it. I couldn't be okay with it. I couldn't, it's hard to be okay with the horrible things that happen in this world, and it's always been hard for me to be okay with that. It's always been hard for me to just, you know, act like that's not something that exists in this world. You know, I know my hair is crazy, but I just got out of the shower, and this is what it does. This is what it does. It's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. And anyway, I want these video diaries to not feel like I don't know, I just want to feel comfortable in my own life. This is just me rambling. This isn't supposed to teach anybody anything. I'm just sharing my life with whoever wants to see it. Because I just want, like, I know I'm not alone. But if I can help other people know that they're not alone with their crazy thoughts and experiences, like, here I am. You're not alone, right? I just want to make sense of life, right? I have a lot of fear regarding life. Like, I just have so much fear. Well, I used to. A lot of it's being released. But there's still some there that I'm desperate to let go of the remnants of. But I know I have to be patient. I know it takes patience to, you know, deprogram. And I mean, honestly, I feel like there are like certain people who are involved in cults that like talk about deprogramming from the cult that they're in. But when you think about it, aren't we all kind of in a cult? Like, it feels like we are. It does. Like, yeah, I feel like right now I am deprogramming from a cult. Like, I'm deprogramming from a world that was created for me. I feel like, yeah, I feel like I'm deprogramming. I'm deprogramming from a world that was built for me. But I'm realizing that we're supposed to create our own worlds, right? We are the we are the creators of our own realities. So the very fact that we are born into a world that says this is where we belong, this is what you do, this is right, it's very culty. Excuse me. It's like, you just got to be careful, man. There's cults everywhere. Everything is a cult. I mean, not everything is a cult, but like, like I said, I'm not teaching anybody here. Don't, you know, this is not one of my tarot readings. This is just my human Jerry being Jerry, not forcing myself to make sense when I am in a stage where things aren't supposed to make sense. Maybe. I don't fucking know. I just want to be myself. And I don't want to be afraid of what people will think of me anymore. I feel like that's been something that has held me back for so long, is just being who I am and then being afraid that it won't be accepted, which is okay. Like, it's okay, because everything that I do and everything that I say, it won't be accepted by everybody. But I have to prepare for that if I want to be who I am, right? I have to prepare for the people that won't accept me for being who I am. And I mean, and also I may have I may have ADHD. I may have ADHD, but I'm also at the point where I am so, like, I don't know, apprehensive of going to therapy for some reason. You know, it's like, I don't discount that there are people out there that do amazing work. I've heard so many testimonies of, like, people with, like, you know, of course, intense trauma, who, like, say definitely go see a psychotherapist. Like, it's like, you know, they're not all bad. There are some that don't care about you and that just do it for a job, you know, but there are also people who do it because that's their calling, and I understand that. But there's just, like, something about that I just don't want to do. Like, I don't want to, a part of me doesn't want to do that. But I'm not saying that it's always going to be like that. I don't want to be put in one. I change so much. I change constantly. The way I think changes constantly. And I just want to be free to do that, because in order to become the person that I want to become, I have to transform out of an old version of myself. So that comes with a lot of changes, and sometimes changes are hard for me to undergo. I mean, as like anybody, but I don't want it to be a pain anymore. I want transformation to be more, I want it to feel better. You know, but sometimes it just hurts. And I want to make money, okay? Like, I want to make money. I feel like in jobs, like, I can't work a regular 9 to 5, because it just takes so much from my spirit to work a 9 to 5 job that, you know, in the last 9 to 5 job I had, I loved it. It was like one of my favorite jobs I ever had. I loved the people that I worked with. The benefits were great. It was a great job, but it still took from me, you know? It's still, especially when it's like, okay, we need to start, like, approaching customers and getting them to sign up for emails. And I just remember being like, that's not who I am. Like, I'm not going to go up to somebody and be like, hey, do you want to sign up for our like, it's just not, I can't sell something that I don't 1000% like believe in, you know? And it's not that, like, it wasn't like, I'm not selling like freaking pamphlets for you know, Satanism or anything, but like, it's not who I am, you know? It's not who I am to, like, go up to a bunch of people, like I'm not a salesperson. It's just not who I am. And it just, those kinds of things in, like, 9 to 5 jobs, it's just like, that sucks the life out of me. And for so long, it's just like, I thought, like, maybe I'm late. It's like, people perceive if you can't work a 9 to 5 job, or if you can't keep a job, it's like you're lazy. And of course, there are people who have great opportunities and then, like, don't take care of them, or, like, don't take them seriously. But there's just times where it's just like, someone like me, it's just hard. It's just very hard to do that. And sometimes that makes people think that you might be lazy. And that's another thing that makes me want to conform back to, you know, what everybody else is doing, is because, like, oh, I don't want to be lazy. I don't want to be looked at as lazy. I'm just trying to get everything out of me so that I can rebuild myself the way I want, the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to create our own realities, but we were born into one that was created for us. And I think that's why I've been so uncomfortable in the world for so long, is because I think a part of me has always known that we're supposed to create our own realities, yet one was created for me, and it's always been uncomfortable, and it's always been like I've just been watching this world go by, and like it's a freaking horror movie, and I'm just like, I have to participate in this. Like, I have to be in here. I have to do this. Like, it's been terrifying, honestly. But I'm to the point right now where I don't want to be terrified anymore. I'm so done with being terrified. And that's I feel like that's where my new journey is beginning. Is I'm done being terrified. I'm done trying to acclimate to a world that wasn't made for me. It was made for something else. It was made for someone else. It was made for someone else, right? It wasn't made for me. It wasn't made for everybody, because it's not fair for everybody. It's like, this is beneficial for this group of people, and if you don't fit in, like, you can't sit with us, Yeah, it's ridiculous, and I just don't want to be a part of it anymore. I want to create my own reality, that's based off of love and fairness for all. I just want everybody. What kind of life would we exist in if we all were financially secure? Like, what kind? Just what would that be like, right? If we were all able to be secure, in all of our bodily needs. Like, what would it be like? I don't even know. That's a new world, but that's a new world that I want to live in. Like, and I feel like I've been so confused that everyone around me has just been okay with the injustices of the world. I remember the first time my mom took me to go buy a computer, and I was like, it was a job that I got for the first time that was actually I was able to buy stuff, But yeah, so my mom took me to this store to buy my first laptop, and I don't know if I had enough money for the one I wanted specifically, but there was one that I wanted, and the person was like, well, you can do this one, and you can pay it monthly with interest. And I was just like, what? My mom was telling me what interest was, and I was like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, wait a minute. So if I want this, if I want this computer, I can't afford it right now, I can pay it in month to month, yet I would have to pay interest, which mean I would have to pay more than it's worth. And I was just like, I would have to pay extra for this if I want to buy it right now. And she's like, yeah. And I just remember thinking, I was like, that's bullshit. Like, I have to pay more if I want to be, I didn't even put the impatience together, to be, yeah, pay more money if you don't want to be patient. And that's just it. That right there supplements, instant gratification. It supplements the need to make money no matter what. so that you can buy things that you want when you want them. It's so like dirty. It just feels dirty. And I've always just felt like I've seen this dirtiness. I'm just like, it's always made me so uncomfortable. And it's because I've just been living in somebody else's reality, thinking that it's mine, right? I mean, fuck that. No more. That's where I'm at right now. I've got a lot of sacred rage, right? So I've had a lot of anger, okay? Especially recently, I've had a lot of anger. And I've recently heard from another psychic on YouTube. Her name is Bridget. She does light resonance, I believe. That's her YouTube name. But she's talked about sacred rage. And I was just like, oh my goodness, that's what I'm talking about. Sacred rage. Because, and what sacred rage is it's this fiery part of yourself that doesn't stand for injustices. It doesn't stand for corruption, of truth, of purity, right? And I feel like that's been really surfacing for me in regards to me being who I am and living authentically. And it's come to the point where I've summoned this sacred rage, so that every time I fall back to conformity of an old version, that rage comes out and is like, no! And I'm just like, oh God, what do I do? It's like, it's crazy. It's wild, but I'm starting to get the hang of it. I'm starting to understand it. So yeah, I mean, anyway, this video is 22 minutes long. That's crazy. Will anybody ever watch it? I don't know. But if you have watched all the way to the end, hey girl, hey boy. All right, well, I'm gonna sign off now because I don't know what else to say. Okay, well, I love you. You're perfect. Thanks for listening. Okay, bye.